Hello everybody, and welcome back to Parcel Simulator. It's Monday morning. Monday mornings always follow a busy weekend with lots of trash to throw out. Everything outside is clean now. And we also, let's just swing that the other way so that we can walk through here. We have a rather large pile of parcels. And a couple of things have changed. I got myself a little bit more organized. And I'm going to go through everything that I've done over here. We're going to get stuff moving so that we can make some cash. And I will explain what I'm doing with those two belts going in that direction. But because it's Monday, no air freight, no maritime, but we do have both road and rail. So I'm going to start loading those up and get them out of the way because there's a lot. But there are a couple of things that I want to do here. And as you can see, it's starting to come together. But there's still a lot to do, so let's get stuck in. Cool, we got 1,500 bucks. If we head into our tablet and we go down to the shop, under automation, we can scroll down. Everything under this is now unlocked. The cargo type diverter conveyor I want to get. It's a bit expensive for now, but we'll be getting it very shortly. What I'm really after right now is this one, the unloader conveyor. And I need 2 of them. And I have enough money for 2, so I'm going to get them. And I'm not even going to use the pallet. I'm going to be a rebel, and I'm going to run outside and pick up each of these. The first one is going to go over here, and then the next one is going to go right here. So basically what that's going to do is it's basically just going to offload the racks. Now you don't have to have it on the side of the rack, you can have it anywhere around the rack as long as it's pointing away from the rack, and it'll offload. So as you've seen, weekend's always fun. We can't use this gate for rail, but we can use it for truck, and it becomes a bit of a problem if you've already loaded things onto it and you can't remember if there were any rail things, so you can't submit. Which is why I'm going to be switching over to that side, because we've got gate A2 and B2. One of them is for rail, one of them is for road. Road will always be open, but on the weekends rail doesn't run. So we're going to have a buffer for that. I'm going to grab my pallet and let's just, I'm not going to put you through all of this, but I'm going to just remove that pile and hope I've got everything right. And I'm going to load up, and we're just going to send a whole bunch of parcels out. Okay, that's a batch, and that was good. And we can send another batch. Perfect. And I think that is the last pallet of truck and rail. And this is the last package, and we can do another submission. And that's not bad. 96, no errors. Not too shabby. And we're already on almost $9,000 again. And that means I can do some more stuff. And one of the most important things I want to do is I want to move that, and take that out, and put it over there. And I'm going to do the same with this one. And I'm probably just going to sell those, but for now they'll probably be used. And I'm going to go into the tablet, and I'm going to go down to storage and say, I want 2 of these. And while I'm about it, yep, that's good. While I am about it, I'm going to get myself some more conveyors. Just a whole bunch. And actually, maybe even a couple more. Right, I'm going to check out, get my big pallet. And the first thing I'm going to do is look for those 2. Where are those racks? There's one of them, and there's the other. Now I'll just grab the conveyors because they're kind of less important in this situation. Right, so there we have a big rack, and I'll put it up over on this side. Excellent. That's great. It holds double what we were holding before, so it should create a bit of a buffer. Not going to be enough, but better than what we had. And then I'm going to start doing conveyor belts. I'm going to connect this line up with this line. And give this just a little bit more space. And then I'm going back into our store, and we're going to scroll down over here, and I'm going to get cargo type diverters. I'm going to get 2 of those. Oh, it won't let me order until I've emptied the truck. Let me get rid of this. Alright, those are out. Back into our shop, checkout, and I'll just get the small pallet and go and pick those 2 up. So let's open this and have a look at it. So, we're going to have it go in that direction. We have air and maritime right over there. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold on, change that to air. I'm going to change this to maritime. And then this will be set to other, which is what is not chosen on the other two sides. That means that I can grab some belts and I can send... I should actually have moved this further that way, but that's fine. I can move it later. It looks like we need a bend as well. Yep. Got my alignment slightly off. And I think I should order a few bends. And I'll just check out with them. Let's go pick them up. We have a bend. I am going to set this one up. Yeah, I should really actually have moved this. And I think I'm going to do that. Because I would like this one to come down on that line. So let's move this. And it goes there. All right, I'm going to have to pack up a few of these. So just point at them and press Q. So these are all still set even after I moved it. I'm going to pick up the other one. And this one we're going to put down over there. We'll grab a bend. And this will feed the others, those two, down that way. So what I can do here on this side is select none. I need to move things. And then on this side I'm going to choose rail, because rail is there. And then on this one I'm going to choose road. And then it's just a matter of sorting out belts. And I'm going to get my alignment sorted out for the maritime as well. I think there. And that means that it comes in on this line over here. And then I'll get myself a bend. And that will send things down that way into the setup. Actually, I don't need that much. I think maybe I'll bring it over here. Yeah, if I bring it straight in here, then yeah, I can still do all the loops. Good. Okay, I think I've got this set up. I've just got to connect belts, and we will be splitting up the parcels, the approved parcels, to go to the correct gates. And I don't know if I've got enough conveyor belts, but we are going to see how close we can get. Oh, that's not too bad. We don't have any cash yet, so for now, this is all going to be very basic. I'm going to get it rolling. I'm going to check to make sure that everything's working. Hopefully we don't pick up too many errors, because they will reflect on our permanent record, which is starting to look a little bit better. But I think we're pretty much ready. We can open up, see how the day goes, and then I can show you how this whole system works. So basically what happens is each gate will have a buffer rack, and I could fit 2 more into this area if I wanted to. And those would feed into the first machines, and those are the ticket machines to check that there are actually stickers on the parcel. If there aren't, they'll go through to the next machines. And I've set it up because these are pretty slow, even though you can upgrade them. What comes out of the gate is coming out faster than these can process. So we've got a bit of a buffer with these, but we also can't just have one servicing 2 gates. It doesn't work out. So each one has their own, and there's still too many parcels coming through for this to handle properly when we move it down the line. So I've got 2 weight machines. Now I changed back to my original plan. I was going to try with a cargo type, but that didn't work out. There were more errors coming through from the weight, so I've gone back to the weight. And because these need to feed to a single machine when it comes down to the country, cargo type, serial number, stamp and all that, this machine feeds out, this one feeds and loops back in. Obviously there will be declined ones, so from this machine it just hops this belt and feeds into the same line. From that machine it hops over the belt and feeds into this line. They all now go through the machine that puts the stickers on. And that's basically how I've got the sticker checker and the weight for each gate, and they are going to do their thing. Now it may not work perfectly at the moment. I'm just happy that it works. And as we get parcels coming through, we'll be able to extend the belts. We're going to need a buffer on the maritime, one on the air cargo, and one on the rail. We don't need a buffer on the road because that goes through every day. So I'm going to run this day and see how it goes, because right now it's pretty much hands-free for me. All I have to worry about is loading up the gates and putting the correct things in the correct piles. And I think I'm going to move this bend, and because this is going to turn, we're going to put this over here. And I think, yeah, that seems like a pretty good place to turn it. Yeah, this is working exactly as it should so far. Yeah, though the buffer's not going to be enough, I'm going to need 2 more of these big shelves, but we'll get them through eventually. I see I can submit a batch over on this side. Good. And it was spot on. Okay, so for anyone who missed the last episode, once it's past the sticker checker and the weight checker, it goes into the country checker. If that's negative, it goes out on that side, feeding into this line that then gets ticketed and goes all the way through. If it passes, it goes onto the cargo type checker. Same thing. Pass on this side, fail on that side. The serial number the same, stamp the same. Then it comes out of the stamp machine. Now we don't need to send every single parcel into the contents prohibited scanner. Only the ones that actually need their contents scanned. So those are diverted, and then if they're approved, they join the line again. If not, they leave and join the same denied belts that gets the sticker. Then all of the approved ones come through over here. They get their approved sticker, just like that. And then they follow the line, and then they will be diverted to their relevant gates. Yeah, it looks like we're hitting a limit on our buffer at the moment. So yep, I'm definitely going to need to get these extra shelves sorted out. And I think this is going to help towards that. But I'm much more concerned about making sure that these things all get into the correct gates. Now, in preparation, I could do a little bit of board planning here. So, pause a conveyor, I'm going to need 3 of those. And I'm going to get them. And this is mainly for me, so I don't forget to do this later. Okay, so this pause a conveyor, 1 will go over here, and I'll set it to off. So you just click on it to change it. Oh, and in case you haven't noticed, the conveyor belts do actually have arrows on them. The next one is going to go over there and will be paused. And there's a very good reason that I'm doing this. It's because eventually you will do auto submissions. Let's put this one over here. And we're not going to pause that one. No, we are. I'll unpause it when needed. Okay, so we've hit the end of the day. I've got some things to sort out. So we can go and load them where they need to be loaded. So we'll do the road first, and we can already submit one of those. Fantastic. We'll do some rail as well, and I'll unpause this. Oh, and before I forget, I think I need 3 more. What's going on here? Why do we have a roadblock? Oh, because these belts need to be offloaded. I'm just going to grab one of these, and we need to just empty out this gate. Oh, it actually needs more. That should do it. Since I will no longer be using this gate, I just want to make sure that it's clear. And that is the last one. And submit. Oh, darn it. Got one wrong. I don't even know how that happened. Alright, well, I'll find out. Let's go and have a look. Oh man, there was a maritime one in there. How did that happen? Must have picked it up off the wrong belt. Oh well. Yeah, so much for the perfect day. Anyway, these are still running through, so there will be more coming. And, wow, we already backed up over here on the invalid side, on the declined side. So let me put those through. At least that one was good. And submit another one. Oh, good. We're going to be able to get this sorted out very quickly. And another. Yeah, this is pretty nice. It's working out well. And we've passed 1,000 submissions all time. That's pretty good. We're going to be doing a lot more than that. Right, let's move some stuff in. This is basically, I'm just putting this in to get things aligned. And there's one for the rail to go through. Good, that's awesome. Okay, so I need some more loaders, unloaders, some more shelves, and a bunch of conveyor belts. And I have this now, so let's do that. Not sure if I'm going to have enough cash for everything that I need. I've got to pay bills, so I'll sort that out. I could add more profit, but no, I want to get the automation out of the way so that I can do something like that. And then also the upgrades. I could do the batch sizes, which might not be a bad thing. And this is the automatic export. So as soon as a batch is full, it sends it out. But it'll send it out also on days that are not accepting. So that becomes a bit of a problem. But that's only at tier 10 anyway. And we've got up to tier 14. But it does look like we might have a little bit more to send over here. Okay, we've got that one going, and it's good. And then a bunch more over here. I'm going to need a pallet for this. And I don't want to be doing this tomorrow. Right, so we'll load up the rail ones. we've already had a stellar day. 175. And here comes 8 more. And this will be a submission as well. Right. That is out. Good. So that's 191 and 1 fail. Not great, because that just adds to our lifetime total. But at least I know it's working. And we have some cash. So I'm going to go into the shop. I want 3 of those. 3 of those. And I want a whole bunch of conveyors. And maybe a couple of corners as well. But I think you can only order... Well, I'm not sure how many straight conveyors I need, but I'll get a few. I can always get rid of them if I need to. That should be good. Let's get this rolling. Okay, so this is the loader conveyor. And I'm going to put this in over there. And I think I needed a lot more bends. Wait, what's this? That shouldn't be there. And then the unloader. And that will go over here. And then I'll put a bend in there to feed that into there. We're going to have the same kind of setup over on the maritime side. Except that this one is going to feed in differently. So for now, I'm just going to leave it over there. Until I've got everything else sorted out. The offloading will be the same. And then I'll just move some stuff out of the way. Ah, well, this is all going to land up on the floor here anyway. Right, so that's there. I'm going to grab a bend over here. That will feed in there and should tie up with that line. And then I'm going to head down to the rail side. Get this bend in. Get the loader in over there and this one in there. And then I have an idea where these lines need to go. I might bring this one back just one. Right, let's go get the rest of the belts out. What have I got here? I got a couple of bends. That's good. In fact, I might use them right now. So the first one goes over here at the air cargo door. And the next one goes over at the maritime door. And I'm going to quickly just put these ones down. I definitely don't have enough. But at least I'll get closer. Alright, well I only need a few more to tie this one in. And some more to tie that one in. I'm not too concerned about tying these two in right now. But I think maybe I'll just get a full load of straight belts. I'm going to use them, so why not? Let's at least have a little bit of money left over. And we'll check out with that. So the first one I'm going to finish is this skate with the road freight. And that is the last one. So road freight will automatically get fed in. Let's sort out this one. This one is a bit of a problem because this is all going to change. Let's see how we can make it work for now. Yeah, that'll be good. I just need to get some... I need another bend and some more straights. And I've got a bunch of straights that I'll pull out the truck. And that goes into that. I have some straight belts left, so I can use those down this side somewhere. Maybe over here. And I have enough. Good. So that sorts out the connection to the air freight for now. And then I can add one more belt onto the maritime line. Yeah, I'll sort this one out. Not a big problem right now, but I do need one more bend. It seems a heck of a shame to order only one item, but that's all I need right now. Right, and we can put our bend in. And there we go. So those are connected. It's a heck of a mess over here right now, and tomorrow is Maritime Day. Good, so we'll be able to clear this area. Fantastic. And I'll be able to move all of this stuff out of the way over here. In fact, we could probably put some on a belt. Actually, no. We're going to get more than enough coming through on the belt tomorrow. Alright, everything is good. Let's go to sleep. So not a terrible day overall, except for that one. Hoping that kind of thing will be a thing of the past. Alright, Tuesday. That means Maritime Day. Everything here is pretty much ready. I don't need to do any major preparation, and I can do that maritime stuff while this whole system is operating. So, no reason not to do this. Good. Well, let me sort out all of this. We'll unpause this belt and just load everything up. And we can already submit one over here. Good. And that is perfect. And we have a second one. And I have them all loaded up. Good. So I actually have some cash. I need to buy more racks, but I don't want to get the small ones. So I'm going to wait until I've got even more. And before that even, I'm going to increase the amount of income that we get. So when we get to 5,000, I'm going to do this parcel types. Oh, I need, man, I need tier 10, which actually shouldn't be too difficult because this is 3,400 and I'm getting there. Anyway, this is all coming together. Oh, there's another submission to do down here. Good. Awesome. So these are fine. Not automated entirely yet, but otherwise things are going okay over here. These are automated and they are working. Now the reason I have a shelf at the rail is, I think I did mention, weekends rail doesn't ship, so we need a buffer storage for it. Obviously those are going to need to be big racks, and I'm going to need a couple more racks for each of these. And it looks like we'll soon be able to send another one over here, and there it is. Excellent. So this is working pretty nicely. Yeah, I think before I do that, I want to get this all connected up, the maritime stuff, so that my belts don't stall because of this little bit. But it shouldn't take too long. Although, you know, it's a little bit of pain and I can get the extra cash, so maybe, yeah, maybe I'll do that upgrade. I don't mind carrying parcels for the maritime for a bit. Everything else is okay. So let's just see to it that we get a large amount of cash in today so that I can do that upgrade as quickly as possible. But yeah, at this stage it's very slow, but this will all speed up a bit. And the top upgrade for the scanner machines, it makes it almost instant. Almost. It's like a second or so to get it through the machine. So yeah, much better than currently, but we have to work towards that. Alright, and we can submit another one of those. Spot on. So we've passed the 5,000 mark. We need to get to 8,400 and then we can do that upgrade so that we are then able to make more money. And that is the end of the day. So these are our last shipments from the trucks. And it looks like we have batches that we can send down this side. Good. That one's gone. It was 100%. That one's going. And that's 100%. Brilliant. Right, it looks like we have quite a backup going on with the declined ones. So let me open that up and go and check on the others. That one's still fine. That one is one more parcel to go into that one. I will come back for it because I need to clear that declined line. And another. And then that's done. We can go over to this wall and purchase that. We now have level 10 and we've unlocked the big pallet. And then into the tablet and we can get that. So everything that we put through now should be plus 15 per parcel. So if I come over here, let's see. We were getting 715, so 720 minus the 5 submission charge. And what do we get now? 835. Awesome. And we can send another one out on this side. And that means that all of these air cargo ones that go out tomorrow also get the benefit. And there's another good one. There are still a few more trickling through, so I'll just wait for those to finish. Right, we have a submission for maritime. We don't have many more of those coming through, so I've paused this belt and I'm going to submit that one. And I believe this is the last box making its long trip around only to here because it's air freight. So I'm going to drop these on the belt while I'm waiting for that to arrive. And there it is. 120 for the day, 0 incorrect. Nothing else I can do today. I don't want to spend that cash just yet because I'm going to need more of it to do what I want to do and to finish what I want to do. So I'm going to go to bed. Not a bad day. And it's Wednesday, which means air freight day. So it's going to be a big one. I'm going to immediately open the gates, let it get started, and then I'm going to unpause this belt and let those start feeding through. And here are the new packages that we are seeing, the hard case ones. Nice. Now let's see if we can do... If we have enough to do the, yes, we can. Let's do an export size increase. We increase the number of parcels in each batch. So that's done. Oh, I think I confused this machine. All right, well, I better do that one. Let's see if it works now. Ah, there we go. 12. So how much do we get per batch now? 1,303. That's fantastic. And I think this is the last one that I need to put on the belt. These are all going through. Anything I can submit? Yes, I can submit one over here. So right now we are earning $108 per package. And I think when we started, we were earning about $20 a package. So yeah, things are coming together nicely. Another air freight one to submit. Yeah, your valid streak unfortunately doesn't record all-time valid streak. It's only for the day. But things are looking a lot better now. Hopefully that number doesn't increase. Yeah, and we have one that we can do over here. Good, another one that went well. We're approaching the 10,000 mark again. It's fantastic. And we aren't anywhere close to being finished with the day. But that does mean that I can finish setting up my receiving so we never have a problem. And I can increase the speed of deliveries. So the way I'm going to do that, and if I've got my numbers right, I can put a bend in here, a rack in here, a couple of bends, a rack, and then into this machine. So let's go to the shop and storage. I'm going to need 4 of these. This is going to be very pricey. Yeah, I'm already chewing through most of my money because I also need inputs and outputs for each of those. And I need a bunch of bins. I think 8 is... no, probably more. We'll come back to it, but we need 2 of those and 2 of those. How are we doing here? 9-6. Wow. Alright, well that's pretty much everything. Luckily there's more income on its way. So let me grab my pallet. The day is finished, so the deliveries will stop now. And this is going to keep running until the shelf is empty. So let's place this shelf over there. And this one... oops, where did I go? Over here. And then there should be a couple more. This one is going to go on the other side. Right there. And that can go there. Right, let me go and submit a batch. Because we're going to have upgrades that we're going to need to do once I finish this setup. Yeah, now we're going to need to do the ins and outs. So we'll have this one. We'll go there. We need this one to go there. Oh no, that's wrong. That will need to go like that. This will go there. And that one will go there. Did I not get enough parts? There's the input. Okay, so the plan is it goes out there, it wraps in, it wraps again, and then it joins in and plugs into this. I'm going to offload these bins over on this side because this is where I'm going to need them right now, and see what I didn't pick up out of the truck, because I think I might have short purchased a little bit. Yeah, that piece over there, that is the one that puts it out on this side. Alright, so I need 2 more loaders and 2 more unloaders. Let's see, I can get stuff, so that's good. And it looks like we have another one that we can submit over on this side. Alright, that's enough money to allow me to set this up. So let me get 2 more loaders and 2 more unloaders and check out. Pick them all up and let's go and do this thing on this side. Alright, so that one goes there. This one goes there. And then we take this. That goes in, and that one points out. And then I can put the bends in over here. Okay, there's no more coming in, so I can cut this one. Right, so that is that side done. This is sorted, so let me pack up that and that. Good. That goes in, and that goes to there. Now I just have to wait for these boxes to pass, and then we can do that. And looks like there's another batch to send. And another batch over here, and another one over there. Fantastic. Can't send another one on this side yet? No, not quite. But now we can go into the tablets and say, alright, upgrades. We want potentially another 2 parcels a day or delivery speed. Well, we can do both. That increases delivery speed by 10 seconds. Now I also want an additional 2 parcels. And maybe another increase in delivery speed. I want these racks to get filled. Okay, we are clear here, I think. So move this out the way. That needs to be switched around. That goes into there, wraps around, comes to here. Pack this one up, put it over there. And this one goes there. So now we've got a lot of income buffer. And I have a job for those straight conveyors as well. They can come over here and extend the maritime line, which I haven't quite figured out yet. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm not sure how many racks I need. I don't think 2 is going to be enough, but since I'm coming in this way, I need to stick with an even number, which means that I'd need 4, which might be a bit too much. So I may use a couple of the smaller ones when I upgrade to the bigger ones. But that means that this one would then land up going over here. Yeah, we'll test it. Because there's definitely going to need to be more over on this side. Like, a lot. There's going to be a lot. Probably 6 racks. Large ones. Maybe more. But now because I'm loading them from the opposite side, there will be an odd number. So maybe 7 or 9. Yeah. Anyway, technicalities. Is that the last package that we're getting through there? Anything to submit? Nothing here. That is not going to go through. Well, there's one more package. We'll pause this bolt. We should actually do it in the mornings. So tomorrow's going to be pretty epic. 140 today without negative incident. That is quite a good run. And it is pretty nice to leave at the end of the day and there's nothing lying around. Oh, very nice. All right, well, let's go to sleep. We'll run one more day because I think tomorrow's going to be pretty epic. This was a very good day indeed. And it's Thursday. We have some cleaning up to do. I don't know if you've ever looked in the bin when you drop it in, it just explodes. That's pretty fun. Alright, immediately open the doors. Swing this one the other way so it's not in the way. And I'm going to pause this conveyor because we are not doing air cargo today. And now I'm saving money because the weekend is coming. We are going to need to carry stock of the planes, some maritime, but a lot of rail stuff. So I'm going to need big shelves over there. Right now, our incoming is sorted. We'll do some upgrades on these at some point. I mean, the first ones are not too expensive, so I might do them quite soon. In fact, maybe I'll do them today, but I do want to save up for all of those racks. But now we can just marvel at the speed that the trucks arrive and the number of items that come per truck. Right, I already have a submission over here. And that's good cash. And that means I have enough money to do this upgrade. You know, I think I'm going to. We'll do that one and we'll do that one. Now that should speed things through here a little bit faster. But it doesn't solve that problem and that will be for the next one. It could just mean that this belt over here will back up from time to time. Look at that, midday and we already have stuff accumulating on the second rack. And we have a batch to submit over at the rail side. Good, another good one. And we have one more submission over here. Come on, there we go. Oh, things are looking good. All right, we will eventually upgrade the belts so that these things move through a little bit faster. Once we've got the machines, I mean, there's no point in moving them through faster if it's not the belt that's the problem. It's very much the machines that are the problem. I could do the second upgrade on these, but it would be pointless because they just get backed up over there. But it looks like we might be losing opportunities. Maybe I should upgrade these ones, these belts. And that. Load those up a little bit faster. We unfortunately can't increase the speed inside the truck or outside the gate. But we could at least get those moving so that they don't stop. And right now, it looks like the 3 racks will be enough. Oh, and we have some submissions to do over here. And the end of the day, we still had a little bit of space on our racks. Perfect. That means we can speed it up a little bit more. And we have another one over here. Super. And we still have all of that to process. So I'll be back when it's done. And with that box, we have the end of the day. And we've done pretty well. With $17,000 in cash, we did 168 packages. And this is a normal day, so it was only rail and road. So that is the absolute minimum we should expect. Tomorrow we have another air day, so we can clear all this out. And with all that cash, we can spend it nice and responsibly to make sure that we have storage for air, maritime, and rail for those days that they are not submitted. And we'll do that setup in the next episode. So if you like this video, give us a like. If you want to see more, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications. Leave me your comments. Let me know your thoughts. And if you've got any tips, let me know. Am I missing out on anything? At the moment, it's all running very slowly but smoothly. And everything is going through. We are processing everything that's coming off the trucks. Why is that gate open? Oh, there's a parcel on the ground. That probably shouldn't be there. Alright, now I'm going to have to wait for that to go through. Actually, let's speed it up a little. But yeah, there are some nice things coming in the next round. But yeah, there are some nice things coming in the next episode. More upgrades, more improvements. And I think maybe time to do a little decorating. Just a little. And maybe get rid of this table. This is awful. Where's that package? If that fails, then we have one more submission to do. It did. Very nice. Right, well, I'm going to help it along its way. I'll put it over here. Get the sticker attached. There we go. And we'll bring this to here and wait for it to go in so we can submit another one. Not a bad way to end the episode. 18,500. So thank you very much for joining me, and until next time, cheers!